So today we're doing an update video.
Yes, just on all the stuff that has been... Well, not all the stuff, but just stuff.
Yeah. We've been kind of busy doing things.
Oh,
busy. And here's the cat.
The cat has to be here.
Yeah.
She's part of the update,
As
too.
you can see, she's very hairy. Anyway.
Oh.
Our videos go chaotic very quickly.
Be watching birds.
All right. First thing we're going to talk about are these pens here. So I had a
fixer-upper job.
I was doing some stuff for somebody, and the person had 5 old pens, and I started working on them, and I started with the 2 that came apart easily, and it's this little Waterman and this little pen, which I still don't know the identification of. And the cat is helping like crazy today, and we're just gonna move the cat. Yeah, and it's a heavy cat.
She's like 20 pounds.
Yeah. So what I did, this was the first one I started with, and actually it's in very good shape. There's no identification on this pen. I don't know what name it is, what year, what brand. I looked carefully at the body and barrel and all the other parts, and it just says warranted on the nib, 14K.
If anybody knows what it is, you could tell us.
It could also just be one of those pens that's never going to be known. Like sometimes there are unbranded pens for whatever reason. And I don't think there was ever an imprint on the body. It doesn't look like it walked.
I like how it looks.
It's a very nice little pen. It was meant to be hung on a chain or a cord.
Maybe it was from like a bank or something.
It could have been a nurse pen. It's actually what probably would be referred to as a woman's pen, right? So that one. The other one I got fixed up is this one. The other, a Waterman. I'm not too sure the exact name, but it's actually in very lovely shape. As you can see, it has a nice gold-plated clip and trim and beautiful celluloid, and it's actually in really good shape. One problem with it is the nib, which is here, the original nib. One of the tines is broken, so it wouldn't write properly, right? So I did something that somebody might refer to as kind of sacrilegious. Until I find a proper nib, I took a Coeco nib. This is a modern pen. Oh. And it had a nib pretty much the same size as this one. So I took the nib out of this pen. Still have the feed. This is currently uninked. I'll just try to get another nib to put in that one sometime. And I put the nib in this vintage pen. And as you can see, because it was gold, it matches quite nicely.
So it's a modern nib in a vintage pen.
Modern nib in a vintage pen.
Cat's back.
You know, it's hard. You can find sometimes vintage nibs, but they often tend to be quite expensive. So.
It probably wouldn't be very worth it.
Yeah. But as you can see, they're very similar in size. So I was able to use that. And I replaced, they came apart fairly easily, and I pulled out all the old silicone or latex sacks that are in them.
Scout, stop trying to eat the pen part.
Yeah, and
she's trying to eat the bag.
I know. Anyway, so for now it has a temporary, maybe even permanent. Who knows? Maybe we'll just leave it in. But it works really nicely. And Coeco makes really nice nibs, nice writing. It's from a sport, so it's smooth and actually probably a medium. Quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. And as you see, it's a working pen now, right? And it's very nice. And maybe someday I'll come across a nib and contact the owner and tell her I can replace the nib for her. Well, we'll see. But as I say, they're sometimes scarce and sometimes overpriced, in my opinion. The old vintage nibs. And then this one had no issues at all. The nib is in excellent shape. What do you think, Sam? That pretty?
Oh yeah, it's a very nice looking pen, in my opinion.
It's a very nice little pen.
And I'm not even that big of a pen nerd.
You're a big pen nerd. Yeah? I'm trying to make you into a pen nerd.
I only know about pen stuff from these recordings and you talking about stuff.
And me talking about stuff. Yeah. Anyway, so the threads and everything are good on this body of the pen, so the cap closes very nicely. And it's a very broad line. Actually, it's very wet. As you can see, quick. As you can see, that's very wet, really wet pen. So it'll probably require lots of ink as you write with it. You know, it's not a big body, but actually it has a good size. I think it was a number. It actually has a number 16 sack in it, I believe it was. So it's a good size sack.
Honestly, it looks like it could fit in your pocket.
Well, you know what?
I think it's designed to carry with you and probably be designed to just chain to something and then like.
As you can see, those two pens are very similar.
They might be the same brand.
No, this is a Waterman. This
you don't know.
That's not a Waterman. This is a Kaweco. If you look at the three of them, right? If you look at the three of them, they're all actually very similar. As you said, pocket pens. This is a pocket pen. These would be referred to as purse pens or, you know, most likely pocket pen nowadays. Yeah. Very similar size.
So, what are we going to talk about now?
Well, I took all those old pens. Remember we got the big box of broken pens?
Yes.
And I took them all apart, and I'm sort of working on that. And there's the bag full of... What I have now is a bunch of broken pens in a bag. And I'm slowly cleaning them up. But one problem is certain parts are kind of brittle. The caps are really good, but the sections in some parts are a little brittle. But, you know, yeah, I knew that when I got the pen. I figured we'd be Frankensteining these or using them for parts. Like the barrels, oddly enough, are in good shape. The caps are in good shape. Even some of the pistons that actually were in the pens.
I think the goal should just be to be able to create the original pen out of what we have.
Well, they're all slightly different sizes.
They're all slightly different, but
some of the sizes don't match up. So, but you know what? I could. Part of the thing with fountain pens is parts are really great. You know, somebody someday might be looking for one of those caps, and I would have it. So hey, you know. It's actually a very unusual brand, Savoda, Bulgarian, from the 1940s. Fun. I'll have fun with it. But, you know, what we had talked about was using casting resin to actually make, because I knew some of the barrels were missing parts at the bottom. I was going to make plugs or extra pieces for the pen. So
we couldn't find silicone though, but whenever we do, we'll experiment more with that. And if we do get the ability to make silicone molds, you can expect experiments with pen modification.
Yeah, but you also have clays and stuff like that.
I have a lot of supplies.
So we could probably use some of your monster clay to make a mold.
It would work for molds.
Yeah. Because it's soft and it would peel away.
It could work.
I think we could start with a chunk of your monster clay.
We could test out with that.
Yeah, make a mold with that, pour some silicone, start fooling around with some ideas, you know, and you know, could be a years long project.
Who knows?
And guess what else I got? This is really exciting.
Empty bottles?
I got empty bottles.
That is actually pretty neat. But want to know my question?
Why do I have empty bottles?
What are you going to put in them?
Nothing. You're looking at me funny.
Why?
Why? Well, a friend of mine, she's been collecting fountain pens for many, many years. And you know, she often keeps, when she finishes a bottle of ink, she keeps them because ink bottles are actually quite interesting, quite attractive. So these are a little older and they, you know, they're a bit of history. So I'm going to put them on my fountain pen shelf, right? The shelf that I keep all my gear on, right? It's kind of like I have certain little things that I keep.
You could still try to put something in them if you wanted ever.
I could. But I might just keep them in for now and just put them on display.
Honestly, that's fair.
Yeah.
They are very pretty bottles.
I have a couple others.
I really like this one.
I know. Isn't that a neat design?
It's a nice square design.
But also, there's a little groove here. If you look at that, just for setting your pen in. Right.
That's really nice.
Clever design, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can have it on your desk and I'll actually
And
just use it
as a display piece.
Yeah, it's like a pen support, right? What else? Oh, I've been printing cards.
The last thing you probably noticed in the corner, that Dad has been printing cards.
Yeah, so those might go on sale someday at a farmer's market or a craft fair that pops up in town.
Maybe even online.
Maybe someday, but right now I'm just making them, and they're fun to do. But I printed a bunch, and I'm figuring out how to use the printer, and we've been busy with. You've been busy with your artwork, and I've been busy with my artwork. I've been busy with picture framing, and I'm taking a small business course, and
we're all learning.
Working with fountain pens.
Definitely.
So it's been busy. And it's nice to be able, and we're going to be doing a top 5 video with a pen pal soon.
Yes, we have been talking about a pen pal series.
A pen pal series.
It's in the works.
And the pen pal will show their top 5 pens.
Yeah, so
because it's always interesting to see what somebody else considers their top 5 pens.
If anyone is interested in hearing from other pen nerds other than the people already on the show,
they're not pen nerds, they're pen connoisseurs.
No, pen nerds. More pen nerds, and also
pen aficionados.
People who if you're interested in more top 5 stuff and pen nerds, then that
not
series will
pen
be
nerds.
It's pen nerds. Be honest with yourself, you're a pen nerd.
Pen professionals. Pen purveyors. Pen people are really cool.
Pen nerds.
All right.
That's the best word.
Okay. So anyway, that's our video for today. Thank you very much. I hope you've made it through this video, this chaotic video. The cat has gone away. And so if you like the video, what do you do?
And press the like button. And
subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. You like it.
And
there'll be more pen stuff.
Notification bell is a thing too, so
but I don't think you really need to hit the notification bells can be tiring and kind of annoying. Weird. But just sort of, we'll be posting regularly.
To be honest, I haven't checked my notifications in a long time. I think I'm up to like 4,600 some.
You don't need
not 4,600 some, like 1,600 some. So
that's a lot of videos.
Yeah, I haven't checked it for like 7 months.
All right. Anyway, thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Have a great day, everyone. Bye. I'm tired.